I hope y'all know what it is today. It's in the caption, no voting. Now I realize this is gonna be a tough task because a lot of people used to doing this. They under the illusion of inclusion. You know what that means, right? I gotta give y'all a good example. So like I always say, I played a game one time and I had a cousin, I'm pretty sure it's one of my little cousins, trying to play the game too, but they was too little. They don't know nothing about the game. It's only one player on top of that, but you in the middle of it, you know, you ain't trying to interrupt what you doing for a kid that ain't supposed to be playing it anyways. So I'm like, you know what? This kid ain't gonna stop. Let me get him the controller. But the one that wasn't plugged up. That is the illusion of inclusion. So basically, for a little bit it actually worked. The little kid, you know, they see that they got a controller like me, they think they playing. And you know, it satisfied them for a little bit, but I remember one time it didn't work. The light wasn't on, so they didn't fall for it. And I couldn't do nothing but just finally step up and say, you know what, you're not playing. That's pretty much the only choice you got, because now they smart, right? But the thing about the games that people don't know is that when you playing a game, when a controller is on and active, it's always a light. No matter what game you playing, no matter what game system, you know the controller is on usually because it's some type of light, especially with the newer systems. So once the kid realized, wait, my light is on, but his light wasn't on. So he knew he wasn't playing. But you know, when this happened, I said it before, when this happened, I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that the kid was smart enough to know that they wasn't really playing the game. And so basically, years later, you know, I never voted in my life. And then all of this information is coming to me now, and I'm thinking about why everything is the way it is. Why do I think the way I do? And then I realized, damn, it's the illusion of inclusion. Because I've been alive long enough to see both parties have equal opportunity to make a difference, but they never did. So it don't matter if they Democrat or Republican. They not here to do anything for the people. And this is why you might hear a lot. You might hear, you know, a famous quote, power to the people. Because the people got the power, but they give the power back to them. See what I'm saying? You get the power back to them when you vote. So you realize, wait, what are we voting for? A lot of the stuff that they promise people they're going to change, they got to go in there and get votes from other people to say, well, it's passed or denied. So why do you think Joe Biden, when he promised the, you know, student loan forgiveness, he had to change his mind? Oh, well, I was gonna do it, but then they didn't pass the bill. Yeah, you knew that was gonna be a possibility, but you didn't tell people that part anyways. But think about it. These people really, what are we really voting for? How complicated is life that we need other humans to tell us what's right? We got two different parties. Like, what do we need Democrats and Republicans for? If right is right and wrong is wrong, what do we need to argue? You know, people try to pick and choose what's right or wrong. That's basically what it is, politics. You can pick and choose what's right or wrong. We're going to go to war here. We're not going to go there. Well, he's for war, so we're going to pick him. They're against war, so I don't know. Like, what? Right is right and wrong is wrong. What's so complicated? Unless you want to pick and choose. Like I said, man, don't vote. Voting is for the brainwashed sheep. For real. It don't really mean nothing at all. And if they wanted you to vote and it mattered, we will vote on every decision we need to make. How about that? Right? If you want to stand in line and vote, that'll be a good reason to do it. How about we don't have any presidents, and whenever we need to vote for anything to be changed or done, we all go vote like we do. But no, you wait every 4 years to let some fucking loser do whatever they feel like doing. They don't have no agenda to making the world better. All of the trillions of dollars they sent for army and wars and shit, but they don't do nothing about the homeless and hungry people all around the world, because the goal is to work to live. That's the reason why they don't fix the world. People should know this already, though. World hunger is bullshit. But people don't understand that, man. This is what they do. First of all, God provided the world with everything we need. But what happens is they make us work to live, to get fucking crumbs. Food and water is everywhere. We never ran out. Why are we not running out? It don't have nothing to do with fucking money. But they got us thinking it do, right? So you got all the hungry people in the world It's food everywhere. Why the fuck is the bird food in a store? Oh, so we can put it back into nature. Why the fuck did you take it? Same thing with the animals. Go to the animal stores. Now, I know a lot of that shit is not natural, but why is that shit in the stores? You know what I'm saying? Why is the natural foods in the store? Why is the shit not out in the wild? So I've seen the cats going through the trash cans and shit because they don't have no resources. But this is what we do. We're talking about world hunger. Those countries that don't got food, that's because the people took everything. And you making them pay for it. You making them work for it. And the prices keep going up. And nobody is questioning anything. We just, if you just tell you how to live, then yeah, that's something I won't do. And I won't use the threat. I won't use God to get my point across, you know? And people should know that's a red flag when they use God for their evil. You gotta listen, otherwise you're gonna go to hell. You better repent. To who? I'm talking about some God or somebody you never seen before. Now God is definitely real, but you ain't gonna, God is real, but it's not nothing they can read about in the book. And they don't understand that. They don't teach God in the real, they don't teach the real God nowhere. It'll take somebody knowing the truth about life. And I understand that it's like God is seen in two different ways. Life on earth and in the spirit, basically, that gives us life. Whatever created the earth, we can't do that. Even though God is in us and it gives us life, we can create life and pretty much do what God can do. We can create life and end life, but we can't create the earth. That's how I know it's a difference between what we are and what the actual God is that created everything. So when they talk, that's how I know Jesus ain't real too. Because Jesus is like us, and people don't understand that. Jesus is no different than us. And whatever God is that created the earth, it only exists as far as our concern inside of life. So every time they say about like Jesus was God, so was the other life on earth. What was the difference? The same reason that dude was able to die. You got to really think about it. You think Jesus was the last person they hung on the cross? People kept dying for sins. They say Jesus died for our sins. I know somebody who just got unalive last night for somebody's sins. I just posted a video of a woman getting thrown out the window by her boyfriend, 23rd floor. She died because of his sins, right? For his sins. But that's some bullshit. That's how you know it's bullshit, though. They try to lie to people. We're going to talk about that, too, the religion aspect of it, because this all has to do with voting. And I'm going to prove what I'm saying before I start talking about fake Jesus. When whoever win the presidency this year, whoever they elect, right? When they do the inauguration, when they get sworn in, they're going to have to put their hand on the Bible, right? So that lets you know they think they believe in God. So why are they controlling the world? Why are they enslaving people? Why are they making people pay for stuff that God don't charge us for, but they think they holy and righteous? It's all bullshit. But yeah, they talk about how Jesus died for our sins, right? How do you torture somebody and say they died for you? That's the dumbest shit in the world. But when you afraid of the truth, when you scared of God, you ain't gonna question that. I will. That shit don't scare me no more. I ain't a kid. I ain't scared of the boogeyman. And that's what they want to talk. That's what they want us to believe God is. It's a boogeyman. Boogeyman for adults. You better stay in line. The boogeyman gonna come get you. That's basically what it is. I'm surprised people haven't caught on to it yet. And it's actually interesting because they use the devil and God. The boogeyman out to get you. It's crazy as hell. Trying to lie. They want us to believe that God is something you can read in the book. It's fake Jesus that nobody has ever seen. I guess you gotta wait for it to come back. It's gonna come back and you're gonna regret it. All right. Well, nothing positive is gonna come back for, right? Just for the non-believers. That's why that story to me is just so funny. People try so hard to scare you with fake Jesus. It just don't work with me. They say, you better repent. You're gonna regret the day when Jesus come back. I'm like, it's little kids in Israel that believe in Jesus. They getting blown up. Where's Jesus for them? You talking about you gonna worry about me for my thoughts? I'm not blowing nobody up. But it'll come back for me, though. That's what they want y'all to believe. That's what they want y'all to believe God is. It's the same thing as karma. They want people to believe karma is like a higher being. It's something that's out to get people for the bad that they've done. If that was the case, black people would still be facing the racism we face. People wouldn't still be enslaved by governments all around the world if karma was real. What are people talking about? We're going to talk about it today, though. We're going to let you know. Right? Israel, #1 believers of fake Jesus. They blowing up children right now. That shit is not real. Because I tell you something. These people, the people here, they don't believe in that shit as much as they do in Israel. Now tell me if I'm lying. Do Americans believe in Jesus more than they do in Israel? That's supposed to be the home of fake Jesus. They on their knees worshiping and praying and all that shit. They get a life to fake Jesus. But they also take the life of little kids because they don't mean shit. It's not real. I don't care what nobody say. It's the reason the world is racist and religious. Racist and religious at the same time. Most of the world believe in fake Jesus. That's because most of the world has been colonized. I'm surprised people don't get it. European bullshit. Y'all actually think that shit is real? No, not today. We gonna talk about it. You don't get to colonize the world and then try to convince them you know God. The bullshit you teaching them. Like how ignorant you gotta be to think that. Two things can't be true when it comes to that, right? Think about it. Black people was enslaved. Every country damn near had slaves. So where did God come from? These people still control everything. They just turn their shit into the government to try to act like it's professional. Get the fuck out of here. They just milking money out of people. And all of the people who are part of it, they get all the benefits. All the free health care, all the money that they making from the taxes. Because if y'all think that they taking taxes and just holding the money, come on, man. Those people, somebody getting paid off of our tax money, they not just giving it to the shit they say they giving it to. Joe Biden just said, y'all know the bridge that just collapsed? The bridge that collapsed in Baltimore, I think that's where it was. They like they came on the news and said, yeah, the federal government is gonna pay for it. Bitch, we gonna pay for it. Stop playing with us in our face. See, we need somebody real like me that's gonna speak the truth. Somebody who gonna question them about shit that actually matter. We ain't talking about bullshit no more. Talking about the federal government is gonna pay for the bridge. Bitch, we gonna pay for it. Stop playing games. These motherfuckers be capping so hard, trying to act like the money not really coming from us. Shit is so dumb. That's why when people don't understand that the people on welfare, if you can get on welfare but you still believe in yourself and you just taking advantage, you winning. All of the smartest people was on welfare because that's your shit. Think of never on. Look at it, every check they taking taxes, Social Security, this and that. The fuck does that even mean? None of that shit is helping my life. Why are we out here spending our life working for other people and then they taking the tax money too? Now, that's one thing if you're gonna make me work to live for food and shit, but then you taking taxes out of my money on top of that, and then when I go buy the food, you taking taxes on top of that, bitch. The games are over. Nobody should be paying to live. If we want to work so we can have all these fancy things that everybody fucking value more than life itself, that's a different story. I don't have a problem with that. But nobody should be working to live to the point where they asking for food on the streets. When it's apples and oranges every fucking where, bananas everywhere, fruits and vegetables everywhere, water everywhere. But they put the shit in the stores. You're stealing if you go get it. They stole already. Who gonna question people? Why are we so fucking ignorant? Who gonna ever start questioning anything? Until somebody like me starts saying some shit. That's why I can tell right now, based off of this video, based off how easy this shit is coming to me, just talking about this stuff, it's something about to change. I can feel it right now, because I think I just reached my breaking point of ignorance. I'm just, as much as I know you can't really do nothing, because we outnumbered when nobody really understand what I'm talking about, I just can't do it no more. The more I talk about it, the more ignorant it seems. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? What are we doing? Why are we paying to live? We spending time away from our family. Nobody really know their family, their friends, their partner, their kids. They spend most of the time in government facilities. Am I lying or am I not lying? In the schools or in the churches, that's where they raise. That's the brainwashing academy. People don't think I know what I'm talking about. School, anything that has to do with the government is a brainwashing facility. That's all it is. You go to church so they can tell you who God is and how to live, what man and a woman is and how you're supposed to do shit. That's training a robot, is it not? You go to school, this is important. This is like you learning about triangles and circles and shit. Nobody know how to fucking do taxes. Nobody know how to invest in anything. You learning the circumference of a circle. Y equals mx plus b equals e equals mc squared. Nobody care about that dumbass shit. The fuck are you talking about? What does this have to do with anything? And they let you fail those classes. They'll call you dumb. And it won't be the people who failed you, which is the teachers, but it'll be the people who also brainwashed because they think education means something. Our slave masters gave us education. Oh, I'm smart, huh? You think people are smart because they go to Harvard? That shit don't mean nothing. They could never tell you what I'm telling you. None of that shit is important, right? Because everything that we need to know, God already told us. Everything I'm talking about now, y'all know the same shit. But if you don't think for yourself, you would think that this shit is complicated. People think that I'm smart. I'm not smarter than nobody. This shit is basic. We just talking about words. What is the action behind anything? It's always easy because it's only two actions, good and bad. So I can see anything and tell it is bullshit. Starting with religion, starting with the government, starting with education. This shit ain't rocket science. I can sit here and tell you right now that education is bullshit, but we think it means something because the slave master gave it to us and made us pay for it on top of that too. Anytime you paying for something, you getting some bullshit back. I promise you that. That's why they say money is the root of all evil. You go to church, put some money in there to learn about God, you getting some bullshit back. They talking about Jesus. This motherfucker you can't see nowhere, never experienced. Never there for nobody, but y'all pray, don't you? That shit don't mean nothing. You go to school and you paying for it. Motherfuckers don't know how to do nothing. You get out of school with your fancy degree. It was a dude who went to college. You know, and you would think like, damn, I ain't go to college. We end up working at the same place. I'm getting paid more than this dude. Because I'm street smart. I know how to open my mouth and say, you know what? This ain't working for me. I need more money. I'm getting paid more than this dude with his college degree. That shit didn't mean nothing. I guarantee you he probably still working there. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm just trying to let people know. That shit reading a book don't make you smart. You got to understand that. Real intelligence is natural because God created the earth and then the life on it. That was it. Everything else is what we made valuable, is what we created. So when you start talking about education, when you start thinking about books in general and information, it's all bullshit. Do you know the same way people build cars, the same way people build the Wi-Fi, build houses, build the cell phones? Do you know that we all know how to do that stuff? But what happened though? Because people are coming up with it. It's not like this shit is just popping up out of nowhere. People are coming up with it, but how do they get access to the information? How do they get access to the knowledge to realize, wait a minute, we can create Wi-Fi, we can create cell phones? Well, that's because the same way animals have natural intelligence, you know, they might hear a hurricane or earthquake or something before it happened. We don't have that no more. You ask yourself why? Because whatever path we supposed to be on, by us working to live and spending time away from our family and doing what we're supposed to do naturally, we don't live the way we're supposed to live. We don't have the knowledge we're supposed to have, the intelligence we're supposed to have, the senses we're supposed to have. All of that shit is gone. But some people, you know, it shines through and some people don't. So you might have somebody, oh, this guy created the internet in Egypt or Nigeria somewhere. You know, black people came up with all of this shit that people use to this day. And you realize, like, damn, they still shitting on us no matter what we come up with, no matter what we create. Well, yeah, it ain't just us. Once you realize, yeah, that's why the racist people, they start to get to a point where, you know, that shit don't mean nothing. Because black people are starting to also realize, like, damn, we making a lot of progress, and the only thing that can really stop us is racism. And I'm talking about people acting on their racism. Poor white people, police officers included, being able to unalive black people, harass and put their hands on them and get away with it. I said this in my other video. The reason why I know our job is not to focus on racist people in the government, which is also racist, is because this is like a school. School is school, right? But then the world is school because who's in charge? You can't take matters into your own hands, otherwise there's gonna be consequences. So if we can't respond to these racists the way we would like to, that means the people in charge has to, but they not doing nothing. These motherfuckers go to trial, not guilty. Every time. You ain't gonna punish the racist people doing their dirty work against the black people who they enslaved and never paid for it. You think I trust this fucking government? Why you think I'm telling y'all not to vote? The same government of United States brought the idea of slavery to white people, turned them into slave masters, right? They made that, and the racist people don't even realize what happened to them. They got the short end of the stick. If you really think about it, yeah, they tortured us or whatever, but now they living with hatred for centuries and centuries. Will they ever give up this mentality? Can they ever see people that God created without feeling some type of hatred? You ask yourself, yeah, they fucked us up for real, but look at it now. Look how it's still affecting them. I will tell y'all a story. I was at a job one time preschool. And I remember I walked into the classroom and I never seen so many white people smiling ever in my life. But here's the twist. They was all kids, all infants and little, you know? And so it was interesting because this was around the time that George Floyd got unalived. So all of the racist people was louder than ever. They was getting fired from their jobs. Would you believe 2 classrooms down, white lady got fired for saying some racist shit? She got fired for saying some racist shit on the internet surrounding the George Floyd incident. And you know they couldn't help themselves. They was risking their jobs, their businesses and everything. Motherfuckers would lose NBA teams and everything because the racism is so powerful to them. They just they can't help themselves. So this lady got fired, right? And I'm thinking to myself, here you got the little kids happy to see me. They don't know nothing about me being black or the N-word or none of that shit. They happy to see somebody that God created because that's the joy, that's what God gives us, you know? But they take it away from themselves. And I'm like, what age do they start being racist? What age did that change, you know, from they being happy to see you to not happy to see you? You never know, right? Because I went to school with a lot of people that was not black. It was like a mixture, but it was mostly white people, obviously. And the thing is, a lot of those people, a lot of them too, when you young, you don't really act on it. But then on top of that, you know, they ain't that bold. They really scared. They ain't finna say nothing crazy. They gonna say all the N-word and all that racist shit when you're not around. But then when you get older, when it's time to vote, yeah, they real heritage start to kick in. Because now they parents like, yeah, you ready? We going down to vote for Trump. And even if they vote for Democrat, you think I don't believe them motherfuckers are racist too? It's the same shit. And I'm gonna tell y'all like I always say about Democrats and Republicans. Republicans are proud racists. Not all the time. I'm saying that's their agenda. And the Democrats pretend to not be racist so they can pander to black people. These motherfuckers show up to the churches. Watch, you gonna see, watch this. If y'all follow me, y'all fuck with my lives and everything, watch as we get closer, because I'm gonna keep talking about this. And hopefully this shit go viral, like my messages about not voting, because watch what happened. I don't know if they already started making their way. Watch how they start making their way down to the church to pander to black people. It's gonna be a few of these motherfuckers hitting a bunch of moves off beat, watch. And black people gonna be like, yeah, they invited to the cookout now. How dumb are we? We talk, how long we been talking about reparations? And honestly, I can be 100% honest. I'm already starting to make money doing what I'm doing. Like, I believe in myself enough to not need blood money. I don't need money from this racist country, even though they still owe black people. But this is the thing, how long we been talking about this shit? We ain't talking about the racists, so we don't need their comments and opinions on it. Y'all don't have the money to give it to us. And even if you did, we know how y'all feel, so just stay out of it, right? Because the government is who we talking to. Black people will never be taken serious because our ancestors were enslaved in this country. And the government who did it never paid for it, never apologized. And they made sure we watched the movies when we was growing up. And now, even though they want to change history and take it out the history books, they don't show the movies in school now. But it's too late. We already seen slave movies in school. And who determined the curriculum? The government. The same government that brought the idea of slavery, called themselves ended slavery, but never paying for it. But why do they have to pay for it if it's 2024 and y'all getting ready to vote for them? Fuck they got to pay for it for? They in control of everything. All they got to do is pander. These motherfuckers won't even put in no bill to protect black people from racist people fucking with us all the time. Ain't that crazy? And look, and then motherfuckers be trying to have all this resistance, thinking I'm crazy. Somebody said, I wish I would not vote. Yeah, I bet you do think like that. I'm sick of this shit. They ain't put in no bill to protect black people, but y'all swear we gonna vote. They don't take us serious. They laughing at us. Motherfuckers laughing. Shit is a joke, for real. It is what it is, man. I'm getting ready to go in the crib, man. I'm finna, I might be back then again. You know how it is. Sometimes I don't actually show up. It's nighttime. It's the right time. Subscribe to that YouTube. Subscribe to Planet Reality on TikTok, Instagram, all those places. We finna get lit, y'all. Do not fucking vote. Spread the word.